catch 'em all.
Hey guys, PokeDan here. With so many Pokemon out there in the Pokemon world, of course, not all of them are the same. They have different designs, typings, strengths, and in fact, strengths will be the main focus of this video. Well, kind of. Out of all of the Pokemon, there's one group made up of only the strongest, and we refer to them as Pseudo legendaries. In a nutshell, a Pseudo legendary is a Pokemon that has a 3-stage evolution line that also has a base stat total of 600. These Pokemon must also have 1,250,000 experience when they reach level 100 in order to make it into the Pseudo category. With that being said, in this video you join me to rank every Pseudo legendary from worst to best. Also, remember guys that this is all in my own opinion, so feel free to leave yours down in the comment section. But with all that being said, let's get started with the video. Coming in at the number 8 spot and my least favourite Pseudo legendary is Kommo-o. With every Pokemon game, we get some Pokemon that look a bit questionable, and I can honestly say that I've never felt that way to any Pseudo legendary before. Except this one. Even though Kommo-o has a pretty badass design, with the unique typing of Dragon and Fighting, I don't think it's quite on the same level as all of the other Pseudos. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against this Pokemon. In fact, its pre-evolution Jangmo-o is adorable, and it's easily one of my favourite Dragon types. But yeah, Kommo-o just isn't one of my favourites. Also, I'm not a fan of how this Pokemon's name includes a hyphen. Nitpicking, I know, but I've always found this rather odd. The next Pseudo legendary to make it on this list is Univa's very own Hydreigon. This Pokemon has been a fan favourite since it first debuted in Pokemon Black and White. And even though I like this monster dragon, I don't love it as much as I know some of my friends do. I look at this Pokemon and I think, yeah, it's pretty cool. But I've never really used it on an in-game team or in a Wi-Fi battle. So my opinions on this Pseudo legendary mainly stem from how it looks and trivia that I know about it. Saying that, I do think it's pretty awesome that Hydreigon's evolution line's names includes the German names for the numbers 1, 2 and 3. It's just like the legendary birds, except not Spanish. Overall, I think Hydreigon is a pretty cool Pokemon. It's just not my favourite due to my lack of experience with it. Ranking 6th on my list of Pseudo legendaries is a Pokemon from the Hoenn region, being Metagross. Let me just say right off the bat, Metagross is one beast of a Pokemon. I mean, just look at this thing. It looks like it's capable of winning in a one-on-one fight with a tank. Another reason I like Metagross so much is because it has an incredible shiny form. And not only does the shiny look good, but it's also iconic. And that's mostly because of Steven Stone. When I first played through the Hoenn games and stumbled upon Metagross, I didn't really think much of this Pokemon. However, when I battled it and found it incredibly hard to defeat, my opinion completely changed. The main reason Metagross is at a bit of a low spot on this list is because of its pre-evolution Beldum. Not only is this Pokemon incredibly difficult to capture, but when you do finally catch it, it's so hard to level up due to it only knowing Takedown. I get that it's a challenge to get Metagross, but me being the impatient child I was, I didn't exactly appreciate the challenge back then. Other than this, Metagross is a great Pokemon that I really like. Only just making it onto the number 5, we have the original Pseudo legendary Dragonite. There are so many reasons why I love this dragon Pokemon. Firstly, let's take a look at its design. At first glance, Dragonite doesn't look like much of a fighter, but as we all know, this is one powerful Pokemon. So yeah, I like that its design doesn't have to be overcomplicated to make it look strong. Another reason I like Dragonite so much is actually because of Iris's in the anime. I don't know about you guys, but until I saw Iris's Rogue Dragonite, I thought this Pokemon was just a huggable goof. And as Iris's Dragonite proved, I was wrong. I loved seeing this Pokemon in the anime, and I gotta say, it's probably my favourite Pokemon on Iris's team. Finally, I like this Pseudo legendary because I often use it in VGC, and because of multiscale, this Pokemon sticks around a while longer to absolutely destroy teams. Dragonite is one powerful Pokemon, and I love it for that. Coming in at the number 4 spot on this list, we have Johto's very own Tyranitar. The majority of pseudo-legendaries we have are part Dragon type, but something I like about Tyranitar is that it breaks this trend. Yes, Rock and Dark may not be the best typing for competitive battling, but with how powerful Tyranitar is anyway, that barely even matters. Just make sure to watch out for those fighting types maybe. Another reason why I like Tyranitar so much is actually because of what it's based on, being Godzilla. Whether you've seen any of the Godzilla movies or not, chances are you've probably at least heard of them. And to me, it's great to see a Pokemon I love that's based on this iconic monster. Another reason why I like Tyranitar is because after it Mega Evolves, it gets even more powerful. And if you know me, you'll know that I love strong Pokemon. The Sinnoh region is home to many fan favourite Pokemon, and one of these is the pseudo-legendary Garchomp. Garchomp is a Pokemon that I've adored from a young age. As you all know by now, I started off in the Sinnoh region, and this is a Pokemon that I've actually had the chance to use on an in-game team. My experience using this Pokemon was pretty good. Even though it took some time to evolve from Gabite to Garchomp, the wait was well worth it, because when it evolved at a roundabout Victory Road, this Pokemon really came in handy during the Pokemon League and the post-game of Pokemon Platinum. Another reason why I like Garchomp is actually because of its pre-evolution Gible. I remember tuning into the Sinnoh anime when I was younger to see Ash capture this Pokemon. Even though it wasn't on screen very often, when it was, it really shined. It's a bit of a shame that we actually haven't seen Gible make a return to Ash's team yet. I mean, just imagine Ash with a Garchomp if it had evolved. That would be incredible. Overall, I really like Garchomp, and coming in at 3rd place is pretty good. Coming in at 2nd place, we have the Kalos pseudo-legendary Goodra. A lot of the pseudo-legendaries out there look really intimidating, but then there's just this lovable goof. Goodra doesn't have blades for arms like Garchomp or a scary face like Hydreigon's. It's just an innocent looking Pokemon. Saying that, Goodra is really powerful. I mean, it is a pseudo-legendary, that's why it's on this list, but I have actually had a lot of success using it in VGC. But the main reason why I love Goodra so much has to be because of the Kalos anime. As we all know, Ash befriended and captured this Pokemon as a Gumi, and it kept getting stronger, eventually becoming a Goodra. This Pokemon was just so pure, and it could bring a smile to anyone's face whenever it made an appearance. I'm also really glad that Goodra was called upon by Ash for the Kalos League. Even though Ash ended up losing, it was great to see this friendly face again. And finally, coming in at the number 1 spot and my favourite pseudo-legendary is Salamence. As I've already said in this video, I like all the pseudo-legendaries, but in my eyes, none is better than this Pokemon. Salamence isn't a Pokemon that I've always loved, but in recent years, it's become a really valuable member on my VGC team. There are a handful of Pokemon that I use the most on my competitive team, and Salamence is definitely one of them. If you've battled my Salamence before, you know just how powerful this Pokemon is. And because I use it so much, I've grown to love this Pokemon. So of course it had to be my number 1 pick. But anyway guys, with all that being said, that pretty much wraps things up for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Also, be sure to let me know your rankings of the pseudo-legendaries down in the comment section. But with all that being said, for now, I've been PokeDan, you've been amazing, and I'll see you guys next time.